Will machines eventually replace workers in the future? Well, that's pretty hard to predict. My name is Elisa and today I will be talking about machines, artificial intelligence, and how they will affect the modern world. Since the Industrial Revolution, artificial intelligence has been increasing at a rapid rate, literally since the Industrial Revolution in 1760. Let's go back to the invention of the cotton gin in 1793. L.A. Whitney's cotton gin was only one of the many machines invented during the Industrial Revolution in order to make life easier. The cotton gin was successful because it did what humans did, separate the cotton seeds from the cotton fibers, but faster and extremely more efficiently. If humans were able to improve the efficiency of a lot of jobs with machines during the Industrial Revolution in 1760, imagine what we're capable of doing today in 2020 or even 10 years in the future. There have already been many instances where workers have been fired and replaced by modern technology machines. In fact, many surveys and studies have been done to see exactly how many jobs have been lost and predictions on how many will be lost in the next 10 years. In the article from 2 years ago, Robots Could Replace Nearly a Third of the U.S. Workforce by 2030 by Danielle Paquette, it states that over the next 13 years, 70 million workers in the United States will be replaced by automation. This is a huge number of jobs taken away from our society, and many workers will most likely be outraged if they were to lose their job. In the same article, there is evidence from a research study that not only shows that by the year 2030, the demand for office workers or any administrative job in the U.S. will drop to 20%, but also that the need for people with predictable physical jobs like constructing, installing, repairing equipment, car dealing, security guarding, dishwashing, preparing food will be dropped by a whole 30%. On the other hand, jobs that involve empathy and creativeness will be the ones that will be safe from being replaced by robots. Now, although many workers will lose their jobs because of automation, many people believe that automation can have a positive impact on our society. In the article, Robots to Replace Up to 20 Million Factory Jobs by 2030 by Rory Sellon-Jones, it says that automation may be good if there was a 30% rise in robot installations worldwide, because it would create an estimated amount of $5 trillion in additional global GDP. Let's discuss what type of jobs have already been taken on by machines and robots. Nowadays, we see jobs that are more physical and dangerous being done by machines or robots. An example would be in Europe's busiest port in Rotterdam, and its third busiest in Hamburg. Looking at how these two ports work is amazing because they have self-driven cranes and lorries. They are actually Europe's first robotic ports. Although some of the cranes are controlled by humans, the humans are not even near the crane. They're in a different building. The only reason why all the cranes aren't autonomous is because in the final stage, when the cranes are loading the trainers onto the last lorries they must go on, the lorries are human-driven. Therefore, it is dangerous if there's a robotic crane doing the loading of the trainers onto a human-driven lorry. So basically, there are only a few cranes that are not fully automated and are being controlled by humans in an office nearby. If you get the chance to look at these ports, I would really encourage it because it is truly beautiful to watch. But, as we all know and see, there is a downside. All the cranes and lorries that are automated now used to have a human driver. After the technological advance made to the port, there are not as many jobs available anymore because they don't need to employ as many drivers. So let's think about it. If our technology keeps advancing rapidly, an immense amount of people will be hurt economically. This may cause future global issues. A huge amount of people will lose jobs and not know what to do. Like we have already seen in the past couple of years in the United States, many fired workers will respond with acts of violence towards society and revolt. And we don't want everyone going crazy. Researchers have thought about what to do when almost all jobs are replaced by machines. One of the possible solutions may be a universal income. Everyone receives an income because many may not have the skills needed for jobs that robots can't handle. People that do have to take on the jobs that involve creativity and empathy, which are certain traits that robots can't display, will get paid for their job and the universal income on top of that. Having a few ideas of what to do when the takeover of robots happens is fundamental because we want to be somewhat prepared and ready when the time actually comes. At the moment, there's no way to predict when the peak of robot replacement will be or when most of the worker population will be fired. All we know is that if our technology keeps advancing at the rate it is in the moment, the human society must be quick to take action.